Howdy folks, today we have the biggest bug fix patch to date, being No Man's Sky Next patch 1.55. It is genuinely huge and was released on the experimental beta a few hours ago, so remember these are not live just yet, but will be coming to all platforms likely by the end of the week or start of next week. So let's get right into it. Fixed a memory leak in the UI, fixed a number of crashes to do with freighters, vague and broad but great, more crash fixes are desperately needed. Fixed a crash that affected particular planets. Fixed a crash that could occur while creating a racetrack in a borrowed exocraft. Reduced texture memory usage to improve overall stability. Fixed an issue where players would get stuck in the Purge mission. Yes, this is great, the amount of people that are currently stuck in this mission is crazy, super happy for this fix. Fixed an issue where players would get stuck in the Ghost in the Machine mission. Another one, this is great. Fixed an issue where players would receive incorrect mission instructions while returning with the Mind Arc. Fixed an issue where Sentinels would chase players forever if they did not complete the final Weapon Specialist mission. Well, this one just sounds terrifying. Fixed an issue that was causing dialogue and rewards at certain found buildings to repeat, including Traveller Graves and Portal Glyphs. Yes, the glyph fix, finally. This has affected just so many damn people. I haven't actually heard of anyone getting all 16 glyphs into launch, so excellent. Get your nanos ready lads, be sure to wait until this patch is live, which as always I'll post in a pinned comment when it's live and for which platforms. Let's just hope this actually fixes it. Fixed an issue that caused players upgrading their save to not have any primary missions if they were on the tutorial for expanding their inventory when they upgraded to Next. Fixed an issue where legacy saves would not know the recipe for microchips, the large refiner and some advanced survival products. Yes, finally, this bitch has been annoying. Letters kindly popped into my save and built me 4 large refiners and 8 oxygen harvesters, so I could do my testing, but it shouldn't have to work that way, and now us vets can finally get our gosh darn blueprints. Fixed an issue where trade commodities were not available for sale in the space station. Awesome. Okay, so it turns out that this function not being around was in fact a bug. Who knew? That's fantastic, especially so for me as it means my trading model and guide that I spent far too long making is still valid. It's about the only pre-next guide that is valid, but valid it is. Fixed an issue where players' ships could shoot themselves in multiplayer. Another very annoying issue, causing many players to not be able to take part in space combat for fear of destroying themselves. This is a great fix that took its damn time getting here, but you know, huge game, small team, etc. Fixed an issue where some base parts were not available in the blueprint analyser. Ooh, we have more parts to work with, excellent. Fixed an issue where players would get stuck if they died before using the navigation data in the tutorial. Had no idea about this one, glad it's fixed. Fixed an issue where the labels of hot and cold thermal protection upgrades were the wrong way round. Good. The files for the hazard tech on launch was the biggest mess I've seen in those files, pretty much all sorted now then. Fixed an issue where the efficient launch thruster upgrade was not learnable in space stations. New blueprint for ships available at your local G.O.G mart. Fixed an issue where terrain edits caused by building parts would regenerate in multiplayer. This is good, it was making switching in and out of multiplayer for large scale team builds quite the headache. Fixed an issue where base computers placed inside other bases could not be deleted. Fixed some instances of an issue where ships would all spawn on the same landing pad. This darn bug again, well, at least it's fixed. Again. Fixed a number of incorrect refiner recipes. This was needed, hopefully maybe my glitch refiner on my freighter can now be deleted or even just used. Expanded the available refiner recipes. Expanded seems like a funny word. They just fixed the bug that prevented almost all of the large refiner recipes from working. Yes, there are supposed to be hundreds. Removed the chance to get nanites from buried technology modules. Very handy, excellent. Reduced the frequency of storms in some situations. Thank goodness, hopefully my Indian mine is no longer perpetually monsooned. Slightly increased the cost of launch fuel, but made one canister entirely refill the thrusters. Oh, that's handy, although I use uranium for that anyway. In normal mode, slightly reduced the base rates of hazard and life support fuel usage. I suppose I don't need as many life support modules now? Sweet. Slightly reduced the radius at which Sentinel drones would investigate players. I like this one indeed, it was so annoying when they glimpse you halfway through mining a floating crystal. Reduced the time required to scan discoveries with the analysis visor. Excellent, it was somewhat annoying on occasion with how long it was taking. Increase the recharge rate of the jetpack when on board a space station. Kinda good, but I'd have preferred that to be a thing for the sprint more so than the jetpack, as the jetpack isn't anywhere near as useful on a freighter. Farm plants now grow in real world time rather than game time, allowing farms to continue growing while you're away from the game. As a consequence, adjusted farm times plus prices. This is a really interesting change, and while it completely destroys the infinite harvest model I was working on, I do actually quite like it. It's going to add a whole new aspect to farming and bring greater importance to things like my farmers market, which will be making a comeback soon. After going in-game and having a look at the new growth times, the differences are substantial. Frostwort, which used to be 15 minutes to grow, is now 5 hours. Star Bramble, Copperite and Gamma Weed, that used to be 30 minutes, is now 10 hours. Echino Cactus, which used to be 2 hours, is now 24. And Solar Vine, which used to be 2 hours, is now a whopping 48. So this is very interesting, and while it will certainly annoy many, I actually see it as adding more depth to the farming system, and I cannot wait to work out new models. Place the space anomaly marker on the entrance to the anomaly rather than the centre of the model. Small but useful change. It's annoying to sometimes accidentally go to the back. Fixed an issue where mission markers would not attach to the correct base. Good had a fair few complaints about that in the comments. Reduce the number of whispering eggs around abandoned buildings. I'm wondering why they did this one. Maybe people were abused farming it or something? Fixed an issue with rain audio. Added audio to the target tagging UI. Fixed a bug in the auto-aim system concerning large creatures. Reduced the critical hit zone for biological horrors. Fixed an issue in creature replication that could cause creatures to freeze. Fixed an issue where Mordite would not be awarded to a correct player when killing creatures in multiplayer. Fixed an issue that could cause the third-person camera to turn sluggishly. Oh yes, I know it's nothing big, but this annoyed the living crap out of me. Go onto my freighter bridge, accept mission, take 20 minutes to turn around. Fixed an issue where players respawning in survival mode would have no life support and rapidly die again. Well, not just respawning, this happened to me as I started the survival game. It started me on 10% hazard protection, no sodium in sight. Let's power through a bunch of these as there are loads left. Fixed an issue where some of Nada and Polo's missions had untranslated text. Fixed an issue where some of the procedural missions given by NPCs had untranslated text. Fixed an issue where some exotic biomes incorrectly reported their weather as fine or calm. Fixed an issue where chairs did not display their text correctly. Fixed an issue where the launch field tutorial did not trigger correctly. Fixed a number of incorrect timings of mission update messages. Fixed an issue where activating the torch did not close a quick menu. Fixed an issue where infra knife accelerator projectiles would originate from behind the player's ship. Fixed an issue where the freighter would not be visible to other players in multiplayer. Fixed a number of issues where expeditions would reward the wrong player in multiplayer. Fixed an issue where fleet frigates would return to the wrong location on completion of an expedition. Fixed an issue where changing between first and third person camera while on a ladder would break player animations. Fixed an issue where players would lose access to the main menu after reloading a save just after upgrading to next. Ooh, this was a huge one. It was completely game breaking and has happened to quite a few people. I sincerely hope they kept their saves and that this is a retroactive fix. On PC, pressing P will default to opening the log rather than options. Options continues to be the default option for escape. I think they mixed that up. I think they mean escape continues to be the default option for options. Fixed an issue where Korvac's eye textures would become misaligned. This was just plain weird. Had loads of comments about this, very strange and creepy. Fixed an issue where falling animations would not play. Fixed an issue where the player would play the sliding animation while swimming. Fixed an issue that would stop players from firing or reloading their multi-tool in specific situations. Fixed an issue where multi-tool lasers would bend in the wrong direction. Fixed an issue where the multi-tool glitched while going into the analysis visor. Fixed a number of issues for players in specific time zones. Also, one of the patch notes wasn't as clear as it could be, but all of the crafted products have had their prices altered. For example, stasis devices which used to be 18 million units of base value now have a base value of 15.6 million, and so... This is a public service announcement. Everyone should be sure to sell any stasis devices they have before patch 1.5 goes live, or you will lose a great deal of value. Okay, so that's it. Goliath's 63 fixes and changes in a single patch. Kinda crazy, and also very awesome. There are so many bugs in there now fixed that were just destroying people's gaming experience in No Man's Sky, so I'm super happy that they've been fixed. As always, there are going to be some bugs that remain, and potentially some that arise from such a huge patch. If you still have bugs you need fixing, be sure to send a bug report to Zendesk at hellogames.zendesk.com. From what I hear of people sending in bug reports, they're actually responding when it's necessary and just generally being quite good with the old communication, like asking for save files if needed to help fix and more, so be sure to report the bugs you see. Thanks for watching folks, I hope this news has been good. If there is any help you need with anything, don't hesitate to ask in the comments or join the Discord. There are lots of knowledgeable and helpful people in there, and it's growing every day. Big huge first tech guide is incoming. It's not quite finished yet, it's a lot bigger than even I expected and will now be 4 fairly huge guides. As usual, I'm packing in the data without a load of filler, so get ready for information overload. You can still help the information gathering efforts by submitting the stats from your procedural tech modules to the link in the description via some super quick and easy forms. You submitting your data is helping everyone learn the extent of their abilities. As a little extra and a reward to those who stayed to the end, if you are playing No Man's Sky on the PlayStation platform, you may be able to get a great deal. Our very own bug finding and testing madman, Wooden Dark Lord Zelric, grinded 290 stasis devices before the next update went live, with the intention to give these stasis devices to new players to help them out. As soon as this video goes live, he will be waiting on the Discord for people who want 10 of them. He has enough for 29 people, and wants only 10 glass in trade for 10 of his stasis devices. 10 of these devices with a markup of space stations will give you around 200 or more million units to help you get your ships and frigates. To be quick, as like I said, only 29 sets of 10 are available. Be sure to check the pinned comment for when they are all gone so you don't annoy the hell out of him for the next few weeks. Have an awesome day folks.